Hello and welcome to another episode of the FSA podcast. I'm your host, Brent Cromer. Today, guys, I'm going to ruffle some feathers. If you don't know your process, if you don't follow a process, you'll never be consistently good at sales. And I say consistently with pure and utter intention. I want to break that down for you guys. Okay. Have you been on a call with someone where you could just kind of tell they didn't really know where they were going with it? Like this could be like a sales call. Maybe it was you. Maybe you were on the sales call and you're just like, oh, yeah, cool. Right. Oh, okay. Well, and then you're like kind of scrolling to find the next question. If you are following a script, if you're not, then you're just kind of like waiting for that magic phrase or next question to kind of come to mind. People can sense that, right? Let's say this, like, let's say you're on a date and you're across from the other person and they're just struggling to find like anything to keep the conversation going. It's like, hey, yeah, it's a nice day. It's like, yep, yeah, it is. And it's just like really awkward. Okay. When people can sense that, they, again, they recognize kind of what's going on and it becomes very awkward. Awkward salespeople don't sell very well. And again, earlier I said you won't sell very well consistently. Now, I know some of you are listening and you're like, well, Brent, I'm pretty good at sales. I'm consistently at 30% or 40, 50%, whatever it is, right? And that's fine. But you'll never hit 60 to 80% over and over and over every single month like so many of our students because, you guys ready? I'm going to get in real close for this one. It's because you don't know what you don't know. Okay. So without a process, you can't really identify what's working and what's not working. If it's not working and you're studying your call recordings like film, or if you have a coach like us studying your call recordings, we can determine, we can outline exactly what went wrong, like precisely when a sale was lost. And if you're not recording them, if you're not following a process, if it's not repeatable, then you'll never have consistent 60 to 80% closing. It just won't, because you don't know what's not working. Therefore, you cannot fix it. Now, how do you fix it? Well, one, have a process. A process is crucial. Have a good script. There's a lot of really, really shitty scripts out there. I'm thinking about, I don't know if I should do this or not, but I've been considering having people submit their scripts that they've been given over the years and breaking them down on the podcast. So if you guys think that would be funny, if you guys think it would be helpful, send in a script. Send in your scripts that you have. If you're not closing very well, send them in, and I'll tell you why things aren't going the way that they should. Okay. So 1, have a process. 2, have a good script. 3, record your calls, study your calls like game film. Okay. And then 4, have your process memorized. Okay. When we bring in students and they want a call review right off the bat, it's like, no, because if you can't tell me what step 8 is in our process and why you're doing it and the question that you're going to ask to pull the response, if you can't tell me what step 8 is or step 3 is, if you can't tell me the intention, it's a 10-step process, by the way. If you can't tell me exactly why you're asking the question and when, because everything in our process is laid out very strategically, right? Like timing is crucial. How you ask it is crucial. What you say to get the question is crucial. But the funny thing is we don't really grade people's calls by the words that they say, like in reference to like how close they are to the script. We judge it by the words that the client is saying. Okay? Because everything we say is a lie. Everything they say is the truth. Let me repeat that. Everything we say is a lie. Everything the client says is the truth. Whether that's true to the world, the rest of the world, or not, it is true to them. Okay? So as we're going through the script, we're using, again, cadence, tonality, body language. We're doing all these things to produce an answer from the client. Okay. Now, I have recommended word tracks to use, which is what the script is. But more important than anything, the structure and the steps are crucial. And if you can't tell me what you're trying to get from each step, then you can't really produce that response from the client. If you can't produce the answer from the client and they're not saying the things that they know to be true, you'll never have the truth throughout the call. You'll never have the true answer. And if you don't have the truth, you don't have the solution. how can you provide a solution for something that you truly don't know? Right? So that is, and again, whether you're working with us, with anyone else, by yourself, whether you wrote your own script or not, I don't care. Just have the intention and outcome memorized, because without that, okay, there is no consistency, right? So what we've seen is when clients, we actually have a quiz built out. When students will enroll, there's a course, there's a quiz. You don't get a one-to-one without passing the quiz. Okay, you do not get a one-to-one with us, which is where like all of the real progress is made without passing the quiz. It's never been an issue where someone hasn't been able to pass the quiz. But what it does is it really aligns the intention of our call, because we've had calls with students in the past where we've gotten on, and it's like, if you can't tell me what you're trying to produce, then how could you possibly know when you found it? It's very similar to when clients don't have their goals identified. Have you guys been on a call with a client where you're like, okay, what do you want to accomplish? And they're like, I don't know, just want to get thinner. And you're like, okay, thinner. Is this a weight on a scale? No, not necessarily. Okay. Is this a certain image you're looking to accomplish? Nothing in mind. Just want to get thinner. And this is the same word track I use with them. Okay, thinner is great. And clearly like you have an idea in mind, but without me fully understanding that, there's just no way for me to check that box that we've accomplished it, or no, we objectively have not reached that goal. And if we can't say that with again, pure certainty as to whether we hit the goal or not, we'll just never know if we were successful, right? So that is exactly the confidence that we need in the sales process. We need to know, did they say the magic words in that step or not? Okay. And again, earlier I mentioned, some of you are probably confused, Brent, why do you have a script? Well, again, the script is my recommendation. That's my recommended way of getting them. Historically, that's worked for me and my team and all of our other students, because we changed the script. The script has not been set in stone ever. It's the word tracks and the questions that we've used to produce that response. But this is the fun part of sales, guys. Every conversation is different. Every person is different. Everyone is a unique snowflake. Okay. And I don't say that to be rude. Everyone's unique. Every conversation is unique. No two sales conversations have ever been identical in the history of ever. Right. So if you have a more contextual way of asking a question, do that every single time. Please, for the love of God, bring back things that they've said, make it contextual, and then ask your question. The overall flow and the cadence will seem more natural, because earlier when I had mentioned, when you're on a date or you're in a job interview or you're talking to a friend, let's take this for instance. If you see somebody out and about, let's say from high school, okay, and you run into it and you're like, okay, yep, nice, very cool. And you're like trying to end the conversation, but like it's still continuing and it's kind of awkward. Maybe I'm the only one that's felt this, but I've definitely been there. Again, awkwardness, awkward salespeople don't close very many deals. Okay, so we need to be smooth like butter with our transitions. But you can't do that without knowing where you need to take it next. So after you've gotten them to say, let's say step three in our process is designed to get the prospect to say, what I'm doing is not working. The process, the plan, I'm either not getting results, or I don't like the routine. I don't like something about what I'm doing. And we have to produce that response. If we don't produce that response, how do we know that we can even help this person? If they don't have a perceived problem and they haven't identified that they don't like the routine. If we don't have either of those two things, how can we possibly help this person? Okay. So again, every step is designed to produce a specific response, and then another, and then another. So steps 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Everything has a specific outcome. Okay. So if you guys are curious as to whether you could be closing more deals or following a better script, one, send your script in. I'll review it. I'll send a loom. I think it'd be fun. I've seen some really, really bad ones that just say why throughout the whole script, and like things like this. If you're doing this right now, this one is a pet peeve of mine. When you say, "What's your goals?" and they say blah blah blah, and you say, "Okay, why is that important to you?" When you say that, So many scripts have this. When you say that in the first 3 minutes of talking to anybody, you're going to get a surface level generic answer. I don't know, just always wanted to be thin. I don't know, just trying to get healthier nowadays. I don't know. You're going to produce that. I don't know. It's because they don't have enough trust and rapport to tell you the real issues as to why it's important to them now, not later, and why they can't put it off or kick the can down the road. Okay. So timing is everything with these as well. So guys, if you're wondering if you could be closing more deals, we're opening it back up. This was a really fun thing we did for like a couple weeks back in June or July, where we were opening up actual call reviews. People were sending in like Looms and Zooms, getting their calls reviewed. We're helping people with kind of where they went wrong in the sale. I'm going to open that back up. Me and my team, we have some capacity. Things are rolling really smooth right now. So we're going to open it up. If you guys have a call review, drop them in. It is any social, just reach out to us. If you can send the link or support@closersforfitness.com for email, drop it in there. Tell us where specifically you felt like you went wrong. By the way, that's a really important thing. Before you have any call reviewed ever by anyone, go through it yourself first and identify where you felt like you missed it, so that you can get the second opinion. You can either get the validation or correction, because if you haven't even gone through it yourself, you really don't know what you don't know, right? So send that in. We're doing them for free. I'll send them back with a Loom, tell you where you missed a sale, what you can do to improve on the very next one. If you guys haven't jumped in our school platform, we offer a full lead gen course. We've opened it up. People are slamming deals, which is hilarious because we're charging $0. And we actually open up a bunch of trainings as well, like objection handling, lead gen. I already mentioned that one. Tonality. We threw in a tonality training in there. It's all free. You just come in, interact, ask questions, hang out with the group. It's a really, really fun little platform. There's almost 100 people in there. We opened it last week. So go ahead and jump in. Reach out if you guys want the link on that. Otherwise, guys, have a great day. Happy Sunday. It is NFL season is officially here. I've got my Steelers gear on, right? Shout out to my fellow Steelers fans. Yeah, enjoy your guys' day.